Well, students, welcome back to the first course in auditing, lesson number 2, where we study the procedure performed before accepting the engagement and procedures for the first-year client after accepting the engagement. You will find the material in your textbook covered on pages 15 to 24. The first section covers the following 4 subject areas, labeled A through D, as follows. A, communication between the predecessor and successor auditors. Think of these as the old auditors and the new auditors. It is the responsibility of the new auditors to contact their predecessors to establish required communications. These, of course, are required by the state or by the federal government. PCAOB has set this up. This should be done with the written permission of the prospective client. If the client refuses permission, the firm should ask why and consider passing up on the engagement depending on the reasons given or if no reasons are given. Questions that should be asked of the old firm include the following. What is the integrity of management? Were there disagreements over principles, procedures, or other significant matters? Was there evidence of fraud, illegal acts, or issues of internal control? And what was the reason given to the predecessor, the old firm, for a change in auditors? The audit firm should then ask for permission to review previous audit work and request an acknowledgement letter. This letter will reduce the possible misunderstandings about the scope of communications that are being authorized between the old and new auditors. Remember, any refusal anywhere along the line raises red flags, and the firm should consider backing out of the audit or other service agreement. Part B of this chapter, the auditor assesses the auditability of the candidate and the auditor firm's ability to perform the work. Obviously, as a new auditor, you will be working on a team led by an experienced auditor, and they should be able to decide whether or not that team needs any additional specialists in order to perform the work. That would be determined at this point. They should also consider whether to back out of the engagement of attestation for any of a variety of reasons that negative information turns up, or the switch from the old to the new auditors was done for unacceptable reasons. Part C is then to go ahead and obtain a general understanding of the client firm and of its industry. Since this is a first-time audit, it's very likely that the firm will not have complete information, so that background needs to be developed. Were this a second or third audit, it considerably streamlines the process, of course, and we'll be looking at that in later chapters. Part D is to establish an agreement by issuing what's called the engagement letter. This letter spells out the responsibilities of both parties to the audit. It spells out the timing of the audit, the fees to be charged, and the limitations of the audit process. There is a sample engagement letter presented on page 19 of your text. You should read that carefully. Pages 20 to 21 then wrap up this section, offering a number of questions the auditor should be answering before undertaking any work for the client. Part 2 of the lesson covers additional audit procedures for the first year after accepting the attestation agreement. This involves a number of questions and items to review that are furnished mostly by the predecessor firm. Page 24 offers some key responsibilities of both the old and new auditors and the client as well. Be sure to complete the discussion questions for Chapter 2 before taking the quiz, and remember you're allowed only one shot at completing the exam, no repeats. In class, we will review the previous week's quiz, discuss new material, and offer insights on the discussion question topics. Congratulations on moving forward in your study of the art of providing a successful audit. Note that we will examine the auditing documents of Starbucks coffee by way of the internet class in class this coming Friday. So please bring a tablet or laptop that will allow you to view the 10K filings for Starbucks so that we can review the auditor's report and you can see what it actually looks like. If we have time, we may look at additional firms. The auditor's reports are not very long, about one screenshot. If you have chosen not to attend class, please drop me a note so that I can provide additional instruction on matters that are generally covered during the Friday evening class. I highly recommend that you keep up perfect attendance in class so as not to miss important ideas and information that we covered during this time together. Take a look at the material also that will be covered in Lesson 4 the following week, and this will provide some context for the material we are covering and have covered already. Looking forward to seeing you in class. Thank you for viewing this video. We'll see you soon.